tried to do good. He was currently fighting for his fellow troops from the turret of his congressional office. In the grand scheme of things, would it be so wrong to just leave the scene and spare himself a litany of questions he might not be able to answer? And then he heard it. A low din. A car's motor heading toward him. Ah, well, Charlie thought. Fate is making the decision for me. I'll stand here and face whatever happens. He exhaled, steeling himself. With relief, he recognized the spit-shined baby blue Dodge Fire Arrow sport coupe. It belonged to someone he knew, a friend even. Well-connected lobbyist, Davis LaMontagne. It was a car perfectly suited to its owner, glossy and stylish. LaMontagne pulled the car to a stop at the side of the road and rolled down his window. "Charlie," he said. "Jesus Christ." He opened the door and emerged, looking as though he'd just stepped out of the pages of a magazine ad for cigarettes or suits. His hair slicked back, his blue hip-length bush jacket hanging loosely from his broad Rocky Marciano build, he briefly surveyed the scene, then began to negotiate his way carefully down the rocky, muddy decline toward Charlie. "Davis," Charlie said, "I have no idea." He spread his arms to finish the sentence for him. Before LaMontagne could respond, they heard a sound in the distance. Another car. Its windows must have been open despite the morning chill. As it drew closer, they could hear the bark of a radio newscaster. LaMontagne didn't move, as if he were freezing the action in his world until this problem took care of itself. And it did. The sounds of car and radio changed pitch, suggesting the car off in the distance was now driving away from them. Unruffled, LaMontagne continued his approach and arrived at Charlie's side. Charlie was hit with a whiff of his smoky, woody cologne. "Are you all right?" "Fine," Charlie said, though his head was throbbing, and he would have given his left arm for a glass of water. "Do you have any idea how I got here?" "Last I saw you was at the party," LaMontagne said. "You were snockered. Then you made an Irish exit." He raised his hand and made an elegant illustrative explosion with his fingertips. Poof. "You okay?" "Jesus, thank God you're alive." LaMontagne looked over his shoulder at the Studebaker. "Whose car is that?" Charlie suppressed a wave of nausea. When it passed, he rubbed his chin and shrugged. "I have no idea." LaMontagne pulled on his black leather gloves, took a folded handkerchief from his suit pocket, and leaned into the driver's seat of the Studebaker. He wiped the steering wheel, the gear shift, the radio knobs, and the window roller. On his way out, he removed the keys from the ignition, then wiped the door handle. Sliding the keys into his pocket, he stood up straight and put a hand on Charlie's shoulder. "Let's burn rubber," he said. Charlie let himself be guided briskly up to the road and the Dodge, where he collapsed with relief in the passenger seat as LaMontagne shut the door firmly. Halfway around the front of the car, the man suddenly stopped. Through the windshield, Charlie saw him looking down at the narrow shoulder of the road. "Charlie," LaMontagne said, a seriousness in his baritone Charlie had never heard before. "You need to see this." Charlie exited and joined LaMontagne, who was staring at what at first appeared to be a bundle of discarded clothes in a narrow drainage ditch, but upon closer examination proved to be a young woman lying on her right side, facing away from the road, her left arm twisted awkwardly behind her. Blood had soaked through the back of her low-cut dress. Charlie's heart thudding into his lungs, he slowly knelt on the grass and gently rolled the woman toward him. She fell onto her back. She had red hair and couldn't have been more than 22. Charlie had vague memories of her from the night before. Is she a cocktail waitress, maybe? He looked up at LaMontagne in disbelief, but the man's gaze was elsewhere, back toward the spot where he'd found Charlie. "I didn't think anything of it before, but the passenger side door of that Studebaker is open. Jesus, do you think she fell out of your car?" Fighting his rising anxiety, Charlie